So now I have our piston and rod assembly in hand, and I'm looking at removing the piston rings, and I noticed that there's a little bit of writing. I don't know if you could see it in the video, but there's a little DY on the top of the ring there. There you go, you can kind of see it there. So sometimes piston rings are unique on which side has to be up towards the top of the piston head. So we'll make a note of each ring as we take it off, what orientation it was in. This is a piston ring expander. This is a mechanical tool that will grab the opening in the piston ring and spread it open for me to slide it off the top of the piston. These tools are pretty easy to use. You just put it in the gap and squeeze it, but you gotta make sure you don't open it too much, just enough where it can get over the top of the piston. You don't need to open it any more than that. Otherwise, you may end up overextending and breaking this ring. These are very high carbon steel and very easy to break. So on our second ring here, I notice a little D that's facing up. So we'll make a mental note of that and gently, got half of it off. Get that back in the groove there. Gently go, it's pushing out, keep a finger on it. The further down you get on the piston, the more difficult this is. There you go. So the important thing is to make sure the ring is still straight and you didn't twist it or anything like that. It should fit in the groove. You should be able to roll it and it should slide freely. You can take piston rings on and off by hand, but with lack of experience comes issues. So this ring moves nice. It moves in the groove as it should, but if I spiral it off by hand like that, I can actually twist the ring and then it sits like that. We don't want that. It has to be nice and flat and relaxed. Our third ring here is a 3-piece oil ring. So we have to take these little, and we could do this one by hand because this is just steel. We have to take the little edger rings off first, and you got to kind of spin it until you find the opening. So there's those two. And then there is our actual oil retention ring. Okay, so the third ring is actually 3 rings in 1. Okay, so now we have a bare piston.